But anyways, let's get right started with the list. Let me grab the list on my phone. Got my phone handy. There's a lot of parts. As I go through the list, I'm going to be putting a subtotal towards the bottom so you guys can see how everything adds up. And then towards the end, we'll kind of see what all those parts totaled out to, and then what else I need to do to the motorcycle to make it a true performance bagger. We're gonna start with the Memphis Shades windshield and the handguard. So those two together retail for about 300 bucks. The windshield is about $120, and then the handguards are 100 bucks. One of the first things you do on either on a bagger, could be the Road Glide or Street Glide, is just change the windshield. The stock one doesn't do anything for you. So I have the 6.5-inch one and the handguards, of course. So that totals to about 300. So we'll start with that. Next thing I have on there is the Moons MC headlight. So this is a very cool headlight from Moons MC. I really love the styling of it. It looks great, has awesome visibility, and it just looks awesome on the bike. So that retails for about $600, and that's including the side markers or the signals, right? So that was another 600. Now going a little further down, so my stock bike came with a big engine guard. I got ahead and I got the chopped engine guard. So the chopped engine guard from Harley is about $200. 199, 200, 220 with tax and everything, but let's just average it out to 200 bucks, and that's what I got for that. My bike, of course, wasn't a special, so a lot of those parts I had to black out, including the fork legs. So the fork legs I got from Instagram, they were basically brand new, but they were black, so I was able to kind of switch that up. So the black fork legs were 300, and that's not really a performance bagger mod, but I'm gonna mention it anyways, because it's an expense. Now going a little further down, we get into the Sosa Designs carbon fiber front fender. Now there's different options for front fenders, especially the carbon ones. Hoffman Designs is one of the most popular ones, but they were really expensive when I started looking into them. And then Sosa Designs was kind of coming out, becoming more relevant in the scene. So I went with them, right? Or with him. So those were around $400. So just for the front fender, 400 bucks, which is kind of, now that I think about it, it's almost the same price as Hoffman. So hey, it is what it is. Now, you guys are not seeing it here, but I did have an Arlen Ness air cleaner, which was about $300. I've since changed that to a Screaming Eagle Elite breather, which you guys are looking at right now. That retails for about $549, but I do have to sell the Arlen Ness to kind of recoup some of that money, so it's not just kind of sitting there right now. I just have it in my room, but let's just put another $350 in here. Now coming along the side of the bike, I did get the flow pegs. These parts together retail for about $600. So let's just put $600 on the mark, and that's including the front floorboard and the passenger pegs, around 600 bucks together. Now a little further down, we're looking at the TBR exhaust. Now that retails for almost $1,000, and this is in the all black ceramic coating. And the pipe sounds great. I love it. As you can see, it's a little fading a little bit. So it is what it is, but let's just add $900 to the list. So I've also changed the handlebars. Initially in the build, I had the Factory 47 Apes, which were great, very comfortable, but I wanted that more performance kind of bagger look and feel with the T-bars. And obviously a lot of guys are doing the cross setup, but I went a little bit cheaper route, and I found some LaChoppers Hammerhead bars. These bars are great, guys. If you're looking into bars that don't really disrupt your view, or don't really kind of get too involved with kind of cutting holes into your cover, stuff like that, look into LaChoppers. They have a great selection, and these bars look great. So right now I have the LaChoppers Hammerheads, and those were about, I would say about $300, and I installed it myself, so I didn't have to pay for labor. So let's add $300 to the bottom. Now towards the front, I did put Legends cartridges. So the Legend cartridges up front are about, not including labor, about $650. Let's just put $700. Actually, let's round it up to $800 for that. You guys can see here, they're Legends. It's tough to kind of see with the covers that I have, but hey, they're Legends. So I have those in the front. Now in the back, I got the RS1 Russ Warnerman Design RS1 shock piggyback. I kind of love the way it looks. I wanted to kind of do like almost like a sleeper look to it, because a lot of you guys that are doing performance baggers have the cartridges popping out of the back, like the Olins or even the Legends coming with the cartridge, the remote reservoir cartridge. You guys have that out there, but I kind of wanted to go the sleeper look and, you know, kind of incognito, but I do have the RS1 shock and I love them. They feel great. It's something you guys should definitely check out if you're looking at that, you know. So I do have that in the back. Now I had to do a chopped rear fender, so as I did the chop, I also did the fillers by Custom Dynamics and the license plate mount. So all of that together, $310 altogether for that mod. So the filler lights and then the license plate bracket. Now I also did get the side covers, like FXR style side covers. Those are from Salsa Designs as well. Those were about 200 bucks, and they came unpainted. I kind of had to paint them myself. So I do still have the stock ones, so it's not like I had to send those in, get modified, and then they send it back. These were just straight up, right? So I didn't have to kind of swap them out. Now, obviously, if you want comfort, you're gonna have some type of aftermarket seating. I have Saddlemen on my motorcycle now, and this is the step-up seat. Great, comfortable seat. I love it. I've had over 8,000 miles on it already. Like, it's just great. And I'm a big guy, so for me a bigger guy to say it's comfortable, then yeah, you should definitely look into that. But the seat retails about $500, but let's just put $500 retail towards the bottom. Now I'm gonna add another $500 for miscellaneous parts here and there that I have not mentioned. Just little things here and there that I had to buy or paint, you know, things like that. So I'm gonna add $500 to the bottom. I also had to do some powder coating. So some of these parts did not come black from factory. As I said, I don't have the special, I got the standard. So I had to black out a lot of parts. So that totaled to about $500. Obviously I had to take everything off, send it out to powder coating, get it back, put it, install it. So that was about 500 bucks. I still have to do some other things to that, but you know, that's basically the total. So if we're going down the list, we're looking at about $7,800. And these are just visual upgrades. And this list does not include the tuner that I have, which is another $300. So we're north of 8 grand already on this build. And basically there's no performance parts on it. I have done nothing to the engine aside from the exhaust and the air cleaner. So it's definitely really expensive. And it's something you guys should consider as you're getting into these builds, right? So you're getting the bagger and now you want to build them out, and it's going to take some money, guys. So personally, I did not know I had spent so much money. As you start buying little parts here and there, you know, you kind of don't keep track until you start making a list like I just did, and it's like, whoa, my bike is only about 70% done. There's still some things that I did to the bike that thinking back now, I kind of want to change. You know, like one of the things was the air cleaner, right? So I went from the Arlen Ness to the Screaming Eagle. I had to buy the Screaming Eagle, now I got to sell the Arlen Ness. So this is money that's basically tied up, that until I don't sell the one before it, I don't kind of recoup that money. Similar things I want to do, like the TBR pipe, but eventually I want to change that out. I also want to start getting into engine work. I don't have a cam. This is just a straight up, you know, stage 1 build. If I start getting into cam heads, all this and that, I'm looking at approximately another, and this is conservative, another 6,000 to 7,000. Again, these are certain things you need to consider before you really start a build. Obviously, you can just kind of go the visual route. You don't have to do anything really performance-wise, unless you could do maybe a stage 2, which is just cams. But you know, if you want to go full out, then yeah, you're looking at $6,000 to $7,000, including labor, or maybe not including labor, depending on where you live. But yeah, it's a pretty big expense. But anyways, guys, thanks so much for joining. That total is pretty massive, but I just kind of wanted to give you guys a little bit of perspective and some idea of if you were going to kind of do this, what you will be looking to spend at. So thanks for tuning in. If you guys like this kind of content, make sure to like it, subscribe, and then share it if you have to. And as always, be safe and have a good one, guys. Take care. Deuces.